We would like to introduce you to Composer, the new and better way to manage ClearStar data. If you buy database products from ClearStar, you can start using Composer right away. We've been using Composer at ClearStar for the past 4 months to edit, remove, and add as much information to records as needed. But as you'll see, that's not all Composer does. It also helps you save time on the order review process, meet compliance requirements for complete and up-to-date information, and produce clean, concise, and well-formatted customer reports. Composer was designed with auditing in mind. It maintains the original results provided by the source and records all the edits made to the record. Customers who have seen Composer have said, "This will cut my review time down tremendously." It makes beautiful sense. Visually, the report layout is much nicer, seeing offenses with offenders. The icons are very intuitive, and I love the checkboxes. It's practically foolproof. Bottom line, by controlling ClearStar data with Composer, we make records easy to manage, as you're about to see. Once Composer is activated on your site, you'll use it on orders that are in review. As usual, the Social Security trace will show you all of the names returned with the corresponding addresses. On the far right is an X icon that will allow you to remove addresses if needed. Easily remove irrelevant results and mitigate potential disputes and customer service questions. To remove an address, just click. Next, we see the National Criminal Database search results, where all the details you need are in this one screen. At the top, you'll see the header, which contains offender data including full name, date of birth, gender, race, etc. Below is a smaller header that indicates some of the offense data. You'll see 3 different levels. In the first level, the offender level, you'll see all the information about the offenders, such as identifiers, where we obtain the data, the source of the data, and the case number. In the second level, you'll see the offense's details related to that offender in that case. In the third level, each offense can have additional items provided by the source that could help you determine relevance and whether or not that record needs to be validated at the source. Notice that each level has functioning icons. When you hover over them, their tooltip will appear. The X is remove the offender. But be aware that when you remove anything from one level, it'll remove everything below that level that is associated with it. If we remove the offender, it removes the offenses and all their associated additional items. Next, you'll see Edit and View. Edit lets you edit anything related to this offender, and you can view the full offender details. If you or your researcher locates additional pertinent information during validation at the source, you can add it or use it to modify the results. This has the added benefit of helping you meet your obligation to provide complete and up-to-date information under FCRA Section 607B. The next icon is Add Offense. Notice that it is a plus icon with an arrow pointing down. This means that when you add something here, it will be added to the next level down. In this window, you can add an additional offense. The next level down, level 2, is the offense. The same 3 icons appear. Clicking on the Edit View icon will open up the same window as earlier when we wanted to add an offense. You'll see everything provided by the source, and here you can modify it with whatever was found during validation at the source. Let's look at the next level, level 3. For additional items, there are just 2 icons. You can delete or edit. When choosing to edit, you'll see a window providing you with an item name, the category of the item, and the content related to that item. In this case, you see the sentence length. If you determine that the release date is incorrect, you can remove it by clicking the X. See that this offense now has only 1 additional item. To add an additional item, go to the level above and click on Add Additional Item. Notice that level 1 and 2 have checkboxes. Should you find yourself needing to mass remove offenders or offenses, you can do so without having to click the red X each time. To mass remove offenders, select the ones you want to remove and click on Delete Selected Offenders. Notice that all 3 are removed at once. In the event that you want to mass delete offenses, select just the offense level checkboxes and select Delete Selected Offenses to remove them. Another option you have is the ability to add an offender. For example, during validation at the source, you might find a case or an offender that was not originally reported. In that case, you can click on Add Offender and enter all the information related to the offender. Once the offender has been added, you'll need to add an offense, which is the next level down. If you have any additional information, such as the court, you would add that as an additional item. To review what we've covered so far, with Composer, you're able to see and manipulate all of the search results in one screen. The levels are highlighted and records numbered for easy navigation. You're able to edit, remove, and add as much information as needed, and it helps you meet your compliance requirements for complete and up-to-date information. So, the next step in this process is to determine what to do with the order. If you save and close it, it'll remain in review. But keep in mind that if you don't save the order, all of the changes you just made will not take effect. So we'll go ahead and save that order. Now, let's go back into the same order so you can see a very important feature, the Audit History. It's available on screen for orders associated with non-stored profiles. However, always retrievable by contacting our service team. We've made a lot of changes to this record during the process of review. Clicking on the icon will show you the history of all of the changes that were made. You can see that on this date, the user made all of these changes with regard to the record. It's important to note that should you need to revert back to the original result provided by the source, our client service team will re-queue the order for you. We'll close out of that. The next step is to mark the order complete. Save and close it so that your customer can see the end result. The order is no longer in review. Switching to the customer view of the completed report. Your customer will see the parameters that were used and the number of offenses that were found. And keep in mind that the number of offenses will dynamically change based on the edits you make. The Social Security number validation is normal. The Social Security trace and address history is normal. Below that is the criminal history. The blue header is the start of each offender, displaying the name and case number. Below that is all of the offender's identifying information that was provided by the source. All the information in the boxed-in area is the offense information plus the additional items. As we move down, you'll see the next offender with their identifying info and the offenses. Another offender, offenses, and so on. Note that on the screen the columns are perfectly aligned. They'll appear this way in the PDF report as well. To recap this final section, we retain the original results provided by the source. We record all the edits made to the record. We produce a clean, concise, well-formatted report for your customers. So, in closing, let's talk about how you can get started using Composer to manage your ClearStar data. If you do not currently buy data from ClearStar, please contact us for details. To activate Composer, please contact Client Service and we'll provide all the guidance necessary. You can also schedule a private demo to help you and your team understand how to use Composer. Thanks for watching.